$1,100 a month for everything. Housing, food, co-working, entertainment. Full digital nomad lifestyle in one of the world's most connected cities. That's Thailand in February 2026. But here's what nobody's telling you. That same month, your lungs might be fighting for clean air as burning season kicks in early. And that killer blue dollar arbitrage in Argentina everyone's been raving about? It's basically gone now. Collapsed to 3 to 4% under Milei's reforms. Meanwhile, Mexico City sits there offering something neither can match. 8+ hours of overlap with US Eastern Time and near-perfect 72-degree weather. So which one actually makes sense for you in February 2026? Having worked from all three cities across different seasons, we've lived the trade-offs firsthand. We've crunched the numbers. And we're about to give you the real scoop on all three destinations. The stuff the Instagram nomads won't tell you because it doesn't fit in a pretty reel. Welcome back to Have Wi-Fi Will Gnome, your nomadic guide to working from anywhere. Let's break this down. Thailand, Chiang Mai specifically. It's been the undisputed digital nomad capital of Southeast Asia for over a decade now, and for good reason. The numbers are ridiculous. A comfortable monthly budget, and we mean actually comfortable, not backpacker hostel comfortable, runs $1,100 to $1,500. That gets you a solid apartment in Gnome or the Old City, good food, co-working access, and enough left over to actually enjoy yourself. If you're really trying to stretch your runway, you can do it for $500 to $800. Studios go for $230 to $290. Street food runs you $4 to $6 a day. And camp at Maya Mall? It's basically free co-working. You just buy something and you're in with 350+ seats and 24/7 access. But here's what actually sets Chiang Mai apart in February. The community is at maximum density. The Nomad Summit wraps up in late January with 400+ attendees. Nomad Week follows immediately after, and February rides that energy wave. We're talking 5,000 to 10,000 active digital nomads in one city. Weekly coffee meetups. WhatsApp groups for everything from hiking to AI to fitness. The Chiang Mai Flower Festival runs February 6th through 8th. You will meet people, good people, people building businesses, people solving interesting problems, people who get it. Early February Chiang Mai on costs and community, Gnome approved, no question. Now here's the part where we have to be honest with you, because that's what we do. February in Chiang Mai is a transitional month for air quality. Early February, usually fine. AQI sits around 60 to 80, moderate, livable, maybe notice it a little. Late February, that's when things start to shift. Agricultural burning picks up, forest fires start, and Chiang Mai sits in a valley that traps smoke like a bowl. We looked at the historical data. February AQI can push from 80, all the way past 150, depending on the year. March and April get genuinely hazardous, 200, 300 on bad days. And here's the thing that concerns us. An 18-year Chiang Mai resident reported mid-February last year that their eyes were burning and they had a sore throat. Quote, "Burning season appears to be starting earlier each year. Late February Chiang Mai for air quality? Conditional approval at best. You need a plan." So what do you do about it? First, you monitor. iCare app, check it daily, no exceptions. Second, you prepare. Grab a Xiaomi Mi air purifier for around 140 to 200. With sealed windows, residents report indoor AQI dropping from 155 to 4. That's cleaner than most American cities. Third, and this is important, you buy real masks. N95 or KN95 minimum. Surgical masks do absolutely nothing against PM 2.5 particles. Nothing. Fourth, you have an escape plan. Koh Lanta sits about 6 hours south with 30 to 50 AQI in February. Solid Nomad infrastructure. And Koh Hub offers 1 gigabit Wi-Fi with generator backup. Phuket and Bangkok are also options. Build flexibility into your booking. Let's talk about internet because honestly, what good is the cheapest destination if you can't actually work? Thailand's broadband infrastructure is genuinely world-class. The national average sits at 218 to 237 megabits download. That's global top 10 territory, folks. Co-working spaces in Bangkok deliver anywhere from 122 to 205 down, and 88 to 101 up. Chiang Mai runs just a bit lower at 93 to 150 down, but that's still more than enough for video calls, uploads, cloud development, whatever you're doing. And mobile data? It's laughably cheap. AIS gives you the best nationwide coverage. 7 to 30-day tourist packages run $8.50 to $17. TrueMove H has the fastest 5G in Bangkok, pushing 100 to 200 megabits. eSIM options at the airport make activation trivially easy. Thailand on connectivity? Gnome approved across the board. Now let's get into the time zone conversation. And this is where, honestly, we have to be real about Thailand's biggest limitation. If your clients are in the US, Thailand is hard. US Pacific overlap? 0 to 2 hours. US Eastern? 2 to 3 hours of workable overlap. You're either taking calls at 6 a.m. or midnight. For some people, that's totally fine. You just build your day around it. For others, it's a deal breaker. EU clients? That's a different story. Central European time gives you 5 to 6 hours of overlap, which is actually workable. Your afternoon is their morning. You can structure real collaboration. Australia and Asia? Obviously perfect. So, know who you're serving before you book. One more critical update on Thailand. The visa situation has fundamentally changed. In November 2025, Thai immigration announced strict new enforcement. You now get a maximum of 2 visa-free entries per calendar year. Exceed that, and you need to justify yourself. Land border entries can no longer be extended at all. Extensions are limited to twice yearly, and the second one is only 7 days. The classic visa run to Laos every 90 days approach? It's dead. Immigration has denied around 2,900 foreigners entry since early 2025 for obvious visa run patterns. Your legitimate long-term option is the Digital Nomad Visa, the DTV. 5-year validity, multiple entry, 180 days per entry, plus a 180-day extension. You need about $14,500 in savings or income to qualify. Application costs $250 to $1,000 depending on the consulate, and critically, it explicitly permits remote work for foreign employers. If Thailand is your plan, get the DTV. The tourist visa arbitrage era is over. Let's shift to Mexico City, the Western Hemisphere's answer to the digital nomad question. The value proposition here is simple and powerful. Time zone alignment. UTC-6 means 8+ hours of overlap with US Eastern clients, and 6 to 8 hours with US Pacific. You can run calls from 9 to 5, grab dinner, and live a completely normal schedule while serving American clients. No other major nomad destination matches this. That's why CDMX commands higher prices than Thailand or Argentina. You're paying for client-friendly working hours. Mexico City for US client time zone alignment? That's as Gnome approved as it gets. February in Mexico City is basically perfect weather. Highs of 72 to 75, cool mornings around 43 to 50 degrees, that warm up nicely, essentially zero rain, clear skies 75 to 80% of days. Dry season at its finest. Costs run higher than Thailand. A comfortable lifestyle hits $1,800 to $2,750 monthly. Housing in Roma Norte, the epicenter, runs $800 to $1,200 for a furnished one-bedroom. Airbnbs push even higher. But here's the neighborhood breakdown that'll save you money. Roma Norte is the action. Art Nouveau architecture, highest cafe and co-working density, vibrant nightlife on Álvaro Obregón. You pay premium for premium access. Roma Sur sits right next door with 15 to 25% lower costs, more authentic neighborhood character, excellent street food scene, and you can still walk to Roma Norte whenever you want. Condesa brings a more relaxed residential vibe with beautiful Art Deco architecture and dog-friendly parks. Studios run $750 to $1,150. Coyoacán is the budget play at $400 to $650. But here's the catch: 45 to 60-minute commute to Roma and Condesa, limited co-working infrastructure. Better suited for experienced nomads who don't need daily cafe hopping or community access. The co-working infrastructure in CDMX is mature. WeWork operates 15+ locations. Day passes around $25 to $30. Monthly hot desks from $150. Central focuses on the tech community with day passes at $15 to $18. Monthly at $150 to $220. Homework offers boutique creative energy in converted historic homes at $145 monthly. Work-friendly cafes are everywhere. Blend Station, Cardinal, Dosis Cafe, Cafe Breria El Pendulo. Fast Wi-Fi, good outlets, excellent coffee. Okay, let's talk about safety. It's something on everyone's mind, so let's address it directly. The US State Department rates Mexico City at level 2. Exercise increased caution. As of August 2025, there aren't any specific travel restrictions for government employees in the city. Now, safety really does depend on the neighborhood. Polanco rates highest, and you'll notice a heavy police presence there. Condesa and Roma Norte and Sur are also rated high, but you should still take standard night precautions. Coyoacán is generally good, especially in the tourist areas. Centro Historico, though, requires more awareness. Pickpockets are common, and honestly, it's best to avoid it at night. For best practices, use Uber or Dai exclusively, and never take street taxis. Don't flash expensive equipment on the streets, and stick to well-lit main roads after dark. This isn't about fear-mongering, it's just the same common sense you'd use in any major city. Here's the Mexico visa reality check that trips people up. US, UK, EU, Australian, and Canadian passport holders can get up to 180 days on the FMM permit. But, and I really want to emphasize the up to part, immigration officers now use their own discretion, and some visitors report receiving only 10 to 30 days stamped. The days stamped on your FMM are your legal limit, period. To maximize your chances, show proof of accommodation for your intended stay, have a return or onward ticket, demonstrate financial solvency, and fill out the FMM online before you arrive. And never ever say you live in Mexico. The FMM cannot be extended. While border runs technically reset the clock, frequent runners get flagged and may receive fewer days on return. If you want a legitimate long-term option, the temporary resident visa requires $3,700 a month income over the past 6 months, or about $73,000 in savings over 12 months. February brings 2 things to know about. First, Zona Matco, Latin America's premier contemporary art fair, runs around February 5th through 9th. Hotels in Polanco book up 6 to 8 weeks in advance, so plan ahead. If art isn't your thing, just know that accommodation prices spike during this period. Also, Constitution Day on February 5th brings some business closures, so you'll want to plan accordingly. Alright, now let's talk Argentina, more specifically Buenos Aires. And we really need to start with the elephant in the room. The blue dollar arbitrage is pretty much gone. If you've been keeping up with the digital nomad scene over the past few years, you've probably heard the stories. The blue dollar, Argentina's informal exchange rate, used to trade at a 75 to 200% premium over the official rate. Nomads who exchanged cash at Cuevas or through Western Union essentially doubled their purchasing power overnight. But that era ended with Milei's reforms. As of January 2026, the blue dollar sits at 1505 pesos per dollar, and the official rate? 1462. Bank rate? 1455. So that's a 3 to 4% spread. The currency controls, the CEPIO, were lifted in April 2025, and the peso now floats in a managed band. Here's the practical implication. Foreign credit and debit cards now charge MEP rates, which are essentially on par with the blue dollar. The complex arbitrage strategies, the Western Union runs, the crypto workarounds, the physical cash smuggling stress, no longer necessary for most nomads. You can just use your card, like a normal person. But here's the thing that still makes Buenos Aires so compelling. Even without currency arbitrage, it delivers European sophistication at developing world prices. A comfortable monthly budget runs about $1,000 to $1,500. Housing in Palermo, the Nomad epicenter, goes for $450 to $800 for a 1-bedroom. The Subte Metro costs about 25 cents per ride. Yeah, 25 cents. That's one of the world's cheapest urban transit systems. Mobile data runs $3 to $5 a month for 15 gigs. Buenos Aires on value for money in 2026? Still Gnome approved, just not the insane arbitrage play it used to be. Let's dive into the neighborhood breakdown. Palermo, both Soho and Hollywood, is the Nomad epicenter. It's trendy, creative, and has the best restaurants and nightlife in the city. 1-bedrooms run $450 to $800. La Maquinita and Huerta Co-working are here, along with WeWork. Recoleta is upscale and French-influenced with excellent safety. More long-term residents than transient nomads. 1-bedrooms go for $400 to $700. Villa Crespo is the emerging best value option. It's close to Palermo, has an authentic neighborhood feel, and less English is spoken. 1-bedrooms at $350 to $550. San Telmo offers the bohemian budget-friendly vibe with a great Sunday antique market. Just, check internet infrastructure carefully in older buildings. 1-bedrooms run $300 to $500. February in Buenos Aires. It means peak summer, folks. You can expect highs of 82 to 86 degrees Fahrenheit, with humidity levels hanging around 61 to 68%. So, air conditioning is absolutely essential. Make sure any place you book has working AC before you finalize your plans. Now, Carnival in 2026 is going to be on February 16th and 17th. These are national holidays, so you'll find banks and government offices closed. But hey, that's when the Murga parades light up the streets of San Telmo and Palermo. Just a heads up though, book your accommodation early because prices tend to jump during this festive time. Buenos Aires is home to Latin America's oldest digital nomad community. The BA Digital Nomads Group has been around since 2014, hosting weekly Thursday meetups at different bars from 8 p.m. to 1 a.m. And if you're into language exchanges, Mundo Lingo runs multiple events each week that double as fantastic social gatherings. Now, the community energy here is a bit different from what you'd find in Chiang Mai. It's less concentrated and more spread out across the city. But don't worry, the connections are definitely there if you're looking to make them. So, time zone-wise, Buenos Aires offers moderate alignment. US Eastern overlap runs about 7 to 8 hours, which is workable for afternoon calls Buenos Aires time. US Pacific gives you 4 to 5 hours. It's a bit tighter, but still manageable. For European clients, you get something similar to US Eastern. Your evening is their early morning. It's not as good as Mexico for US clients, but definitely better than Thailand. Now, the visa situation is pretty straightforward. Argentina grants 90 days with one 90-day extension available at Migraciones. Want to stay longer? The Uruguay border run remains reliable. The Buquebus or Colonia Express ferry to Colonia del Sacramento takes about 1 hour and 15 minutes and costs between $43 and $117 one-way. Round trip is typically $65 to $130. There's no minimum time outside required, and you get a fresh 90-day stamp on return. February is high season, so book ferries in advance. Single or occasional runs cause no issues. Argentina generally prefers you just overstay and pay the fine, rather than repeatedly gaming the system. So, yeah, don't push it. And Argentina also has a digital Nomad Visa 180 days, renewable once for a total of 360. Application fee is around $117, and processing takes about 10 to 45 business days. Alright, let's bring this all together with the decision framework in, like 30 seconds. US-based clients who need normal working hours? Mexico City. Pay the premium, work 9 to 5, done. EU clients or flexible schedule plus maximum community at minimum cost? Chiang Mai in early February. Get the DTV, have your air quality escape plan, and enjoy the best nomad density anywhere. European cafe culture and incredible food at prices that feel, honestly, unreasonably low? Buenos Aires. The arbitrage magic is gone, but $1,000 a month still buys what $3,000 to $4,000 gets you in Paris. Here's the Gnome approved verdict for February 2026. Thailand. Gnome approved for value, community, and connectivity. Conditional approval on air quality. Early February. Yes. Late February, have your backup ready. Not approved for US client time zones. Mexico. Gnome approved for US time zone alignment, February weather, and infrastructure maturity. Conditional approval on cost. It's the priciest of the three. Watch for immigration discretion on your FMM days. Argentina. Gnome approved for value and lifestyle at current rates. The blue dollar advantage is gone, but the fundamentals still work. Conditional approval on February humidity. AC is mandatory. None of these is the universally correct answer. The right destination depends on who you serve, what you need, and what trade-offs you can live with. That's the real scoop on February 2026. Actual numbers, actual trade-offs, actual decisions you can make. If this helped you plan your next move, smash that like button. It genuinely helps the channel grow. Subscribe if you want more nomadic intelligence like this, and drop a comment telling us, where are you working from in February? We want to know. Your nomadic guide will see you in the next one. Stay connected out there.